everyone, this is Teresa with the A-Team and Transformation. Today I want to talk about physical pain. I really wanted to create content that I feel like would really help a lot of people, and with everything going on in the world right now, with people really experiencing a lot of emotional pain, comes with that is physical pain. Because if you are experiencing emotional pain and it's not being really expressed, and you're not being fully present for that emotional pain, what happens is that particular emotion or emotions get trapped in the body, and then that can easily lead to physical pain. So for example, let's take something like anger. So a lot of people are experiencing anger, a lot of people are experiencing the feeling of not being heard, seen, boundaries being crossed. And what happens is if you don't really feel that emotion and really are present for that emotion, you suppress it. Obviously, that's kind of the only other alternative, is if you're not feeling an emotion, you're suppressing the emotion. And so two things happen. One is it can easily lead to physical pain. The second thing is that you become more of an attraction for that type of emotion being mirrored back to you even more. So let's say, again, anger, right? So a lot of people that have liver problems or liver issues have suppressed anger. And then the second thing is, if you don't release that anger, if you don't really feel that anger and it really be expressed, then you become a point of attraction for people, situations, and circumstances that make you feel more angry. So there's no real payoff in not releasing emotions. I know that most people come from families where emotions were, invalidated, or you shouldn't feel that way, or, people in our lives didn't have time to really be present for our emotions. And so what happens is that we learn that we don't have time to be present for ourselves, and we become emotionally unavailable to ourselves, and then we attract people that are emotionally unavailable. So the first tool that I want to talk to you about, and there's free tools, and then there's also ones that do require funds. So the first one is body code sessions. So that was created by, his name is Dr. Bradley Nelson, and he wrote the book called The Emotion Code. And Tony Robbins wrote the foreword for it. And I won't go into complete detail of how he created this and what happened. He has a very interesting story and background, and you can find a lot of YouTube videos about him and his process. But the whole idea behind it is really releasing these trapped emotions that are causing physical pain. So I don't have the book in front of me, but I'll link it. But there's another book that I do have that I actually bought years ago, and it's called Feelings Buried Alive Never Die, and it's by 𝒟𝑜𝓃𝒃𝓃𝓃𝓃𝓃𝓃𝓃. It's absolutely fantastic. I mean, it's one of those books that it just blows your mind as far as what can really, the cause and effect of an emotion and physical ailments, physical pain. So for example, because what happens is emotions that aren't suppressed it's trapped energy in the body, and so it's not meant to be suppressed, it's meant to be released. So take something like example for allergies, right? So you may be thinking, oh, you just take your allergy pill every fall or every spring, and really that's that. So for example, allergies can be caused by feeling stifled, denying own power, feeling aggravated by someone or something, fear of sharing feelings with other people. So that's just allergies. Let's go to, let's say, for example, upper back. Feeling unsupported or burdened emotionally, withholding your love from others, feelings of frustration, feeling agitated or anxious. If we go to, let's go to eczema. So unresolved feelings of irritation, unresolved hurt feelings, feel you are being interfered with or prevented from doing something that you would like, feeling frustrated. So that's, headaches, okay. Inability to resolve emotional upsets, hurt feelings going unexpressed, feeling unable to control, inability to face an issue, unpleasant relationships. So that's just a couple of examples, and there's just tons and tons of them. I mean, it's, you know, prostate problems, spleen, skin rashes, shoulders, yeast infections, it's warts, you know. So I mean, this book is fantastic. And so it kind of gives you that lead in of, okay, what could be causing this physical pain? You know, what emotions, what lifestyle. There's even, you know, I think there was one that was about, you know, not having really good boundaries with people and how that can even cause physical pain, obviously. So fantastic. So emotion body code sessions, depending on who you go to. I've done this myself, and I'll actually do a video about my own personal experience, and I have so much faith in this modality because I've personally experienced it. I had back pain, and I'd never had back pain before, never. The only type of pain I really had was like, you know, maybe a headache here and there, and it just, this back pain, literally I felt like came out of nowhere. Well, I actually got a different bed, and I thought maybe it was the bed that was doing it, and I just kind of was led down this interesting kind of rabbit hole of figuring out exactly where this was coming from, and it just kind of blew my mind. So I will do a video specifically about my personal experience with that, but the sessions are anywhere from, I think, maybe like $80 to $150, depending on who you go to. And I'll also give you these 2 practitioners that I went to as well. So emotion body code sessions. The second thing is, which I've also done as well, of course, is acupuncture. So I personally have done acupuncture. I had a friend that did acupuncture specifically for headaches, and it worked really, really well for him. He had been pretty much experiencing really bad like headaches, migraines for all of his life. And I think he did like 4 to 6 sessions, something like that. And he was like, I haven't had headaches or migraines for 2 years now. So acupuncture is really something to look into as well, because again, it's all about releasing that trapped emotion through acupuncture. And the great thing about acupuncture too is that there are communal, I think it's what it's called, communal acupuncture, where you don't have your own specific room. You are in a group with people, and I've done this before where you're all in the same room. It's kind of interesting, but I've had my own personal room, and then I've done communal acupuncture, and if you do it that way, it's obviously a lot less expensive. It's maybe I think mine was like $20 or $25 versus the person I was going to was $80 or $85. He was fantastic. He was like 3rd generation. He was amazing. But that's also something to specifically look into when it comes to physical pain. The third thing that I want to talk about is this cream. Now, again, you know, this cream isn't going to be a permanent solution, right? Because we're talking about physical pain coming from emotional pain. And so this is something that's really going to help just more on like the surface level. So, but it's something that I've personally used while I was waiting for my emotion body code session the next week, and it's called the 𝒟𝑜𝓃𝒾𝓄𝓈. It's called Natural Pain Cream. It's for arthritis, back pain, sore muscles, and joints. So you could pretty much use it on any part of your body. I believe it's 100% natural. It says it has 30 hand-picked ingredients. And what I like about this too is it says no parabens, alcohol, hormone disruptors, fragrances, artificial dyes, and toxic fillers. And then some of the ingredients are aloe vera, devil's claw, beeswax, turmeric, and vitamin E, skullcap magnesium. So it's, again, this is something that I have used before on my back. It's really, really amazing. And what happens is you don't really need a lot too. So you just rub a little bit on that area, and then it kind of gets like this tingling sensation, and then you feel heat, and then the pain is just like, you're just like, whoa, did this really make this go away? And I would, from a 1 to 10, I would probably say my pain was like a 7, and so this really helped. But I don't have that back pain anymore. I did emotion body code sessions. Again, I'll do another video specifically about that, and I can't say enough about that. So the other thing I want to talk about too, and this is obviously free, is journaling your feelings. So again, if we're linking emotions to physical pain, what you can do is you can make this a practice every day, where you can have a journal and just write out everything you're feeling, everything you're thinking, everything that's going on, and see if that can really help with your possible physical pain. Because again, there's that mind-body connection. And so if you are present for your emotions and your feelings, that can also potentially help your physical pain. And I've done this, and it literally just feels like almost like an emotional shower. Do you know what I mean? It feels like there's so many things being released, and it just feels really, really good to kind of get all of that suppressed, those thoughts and feelings out and expressed. I mean, I consistently do this, and to me, it helps me so much. The last thing I want to talk about, and this might even be the most important out of all of them, okay? So I want to talk about manifesting the solution, right? So in this video, I gave you a couple things. I gave you a couple modalities, tools, and you know, the solution may not be in this video. Everyone has a different type of conditioning and experience, and so your solution, you know, may be something else. And so I'll give you examples. So a while ago, I was experiencing really negative thoughts. So I was at a point in my life where I was trying to create a couple different businesses, and I had a lot of anxiety. I mean, there was just so many, I was doing way too much, okay? And I had this thought in my head, and it kept saying slow down, you're doing too much, and unfortunately I didn't listen. And so what came of that were these really kind of scary negative thoughts about me physically getting some type of physical disease or something like that that would prevent me from doing all of this stuff, right? And it kept on, and it got snowball, and it got worse, and then my mind got really invested in that thought, okay? And so I tried so many different things. I mean, I would be searching on YouTube, searching the internet for how to release, you know, negative thoughts, and I mean, I tried so many different things. I spent so much money on this, I can't even tell you. And so what I realized, I'm like, listen, I was like, I teach law of attraction, what am I doing? And I realized that I was coming from a place of lack, and coming from a place of I don't have the solution, and so I kept not having the solution, you know? And so I just got this idea, I'm like, hello, why don't you do affirmations that you easily and quickly found a permanent solution for these negative thoughts, right, that were scaring me. And I was just like, okay, a light bulb came on, and I was like, hello, okay, you know. So what I did is I started doing affirmations about it. And so what I said was I easily, quickly, and permanently found a solution to these negative thoughts. It was something just really simple, straight to the point. And so that same day that I was doing this, and it was probably I think it was 7 or 8 o'clock at night, and I just started doing these affirmations over and over again, and I started doing them with a lot of passion, right? And so what happened was, about an hour or so later, something just told me to go online and just, I don't know exactly what I typed in. I really can't even tell you. But what happened was I found a blog about this woman who was experiencing the exact same thing. She was having these thoughts, and it wasn't exactly my personal thoughts, but it was more so, her story was so similar. It was just bizarre. It really was, in a positive way. And she was talking about how she was really, really busy, and she was doing a lot of different things, and something told her to slow down, and she didn't. And she started having these thoughts about harming her family. And of course, this woman absolutely loves and adores her family, and so that was scaring her. And what's interesting about fear is fear knows you, fear knows who you are uniquely, and knows exactly what makes you scared, right? So like, let's say you're not close to your family, so that those thoughts wouldn't really, bother you that much, right? But for her, obviously this woman is very close to her family, so that was very disturbing to her, right? For me, it was, I can't do what I want to do. I may be prevented from doing something I really want to do and I'm really passionate about doing. And so anyway, so read her blog, and she talks about how she found this man by the name of David Shanahoff. And he has this book called Sacred Therapies. And it's basically, he has a lot of different tools in there, but it's coming from a place of doing mantras to help with negative thoughts, and help with anxiety, depression, all sorts of kind of emotions that can cause apathy, depression, anxiety, those types of things. And I don't know, I just saw it and I was like, I think this is my solution. Like, I think this is it. Like, it's just one of those things that, you do your affirmations, you visualize, and then that solution, it's just kind of what happens is it just really stands out to you. And I knew it was for me. I knew this was it for me. So I was getting really excited because I was like, I think this is it. And so what happened was I contacted him like the next day, I believe. And I said, can I do I actually know what it was. I think I ordered the book. I ordered, because he has, I don't know how many books he has, but I have 2 of his books. And what happened is I ordered the book. I think I got the book. And then what happened is I reached out to him because he does personal consultations. I think it was like $150 at the time, I believe. And I told him what was going on with me. And then what happened was he recommended specific mantras for what was going on. And then I bought his CD. He has, I think, a couple CDs. And one was for OCD. And I was thinking to myself, like, when you think of OCD, you think of someone touching the doorknob 30 times or, stuff like that. And I was like, well, that's not really me. But then at the same time, I am having these kind of OCD thoughts that are scaring me. And I never experienced anything like this before in my life. It was just kind of one of those bizarre moments where it's like, I can't believe this is happening to me. It just, And so I ordered that CD. And then I also did the mantras that he suggested. And then within 1 week of doing these mantras, my thoughts went from like a 10 to a 3. And the second week, it was just like, I mean, the whole thing seemed ridiculous and funny to me. And my mind wasn't invested or interested in those thoughts anymore. It was unbelievable. Like, I just was like, wow. And so I'm telling you this because what you want to do is you want to manifest the solution for your physical pain. Like I said, the tools that I suggested may not be your solution. They may or may not be your solution, but what you can do is you want to get out ahead of the, what you're going to practically try by doing affirmations or visualizing and getting into the feeling of actually having the solution and then acting. Because what I was doing is I was acting and coming from a place of lack, and so I was just getting more lack and kind of, these more roadblocks and these dead-end roads to what I was doing. And so when I did these affirmations, that's when I found the solution. And I wasn't really, how they say, you have to feel it and you have to feel that you have it. I can't really say that I felt like I had the solution. Really, the affirmations I felt more like me being more mentally available for the solution than emotionally. Maybe I did feel good about doing the affirmations and like this was the right way of going about it, but I can't really say that I was, like jumping up and down, like I knew this was going to happen. I, did the affirmations and I just kind of let it go and believe that was enough, I think, is why that happened. And so that's my personal story with really, manifesting the solution. So you can say something like, I easily and quickly found a permanent solution for this physical pain. I easily and quickly found a solution for this physical pain and see how that works. And hopefully that will be the ticket for you. So I hope this video was really helpful to you. You can subscribe to this channel, become a Patreon. Also, I have a Shopify store as well that I'm consistently adding items to. And again, thanks for watching this video.